genuinely, I was standing at the traffic lights yesterday, and I was so focused on what I was going to say in the behind the scenes that I didn't even see my pal Grace waving at me from across the road, because I was too busy going, how am I going to come across as intelligent and clever and not at all idiotic? And I was like, oh, Grace. Hello, I am Fraser and I am the creator of Cops and Monsters, and I direct it and I occasionally write it too. This episode is called In Crimson, and it's a very long time coming. The backstory of it being when I initially had the idea for Cops and Monsters, I met up with two other writers, Ian Smith and Amanda Kane, and Ian and I came up with the bones of what Cops and Monsters was going to be. We wrote 6 half-an-hour episodes which we tried to fund. Doing this with my hands, that we tried to fund through Kickstarter. It was Indiegogo and we needed like 28 grand and it didn't happen. So then we scaled completely back and we said, right, we're going to tell one case of the Pits team, which would be about Lycan A202, who we referenced in what is now the pilot episode. So we shot the pilot episode and then we tried to raise 8 grand to shoot the 4 episodes of this one case, and then that didn't work either. So Kirsty, who played Eve, who was fantastic as Eve, had to move on, and other people moved on with just the crew staying behind. So that's when we got Ellen Patterson in to be Maya, and we introduced her. And now finally we can tell the first part of our case, which is In Crimson, which starts off with Alexis, played by Innes Anderson, who's a great actress who sent in a great tape. It starts with her taking a young lover home and getting her wicked way on, only to then kill her young victim because she is a murderous werewolf called Lycan A202. And if in the previous episode 2, you see the Cult of Many Faces telling an unconscious young Alexis that he's going to basically condition her to be a killer. So we kind of come in with Alexis doing her thing, and Maya and Martin coming to investigate it, and it's all about how Maya handles the pressure of investigating a werewolf case, considering her parents were kind of killed by them.
You're just filming my injuries. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Now the fun bit is guessing which one's real. Yeah?
Which ones are real?
Oh, and my face?
Well.
None of my face is real. This was built in Hollywood.
Little down and then action up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when the camera comes up.
Yeah.
So yeah, your first line is I can see you.
I can see you, Myra Hedges, I can see.
So as Maya's lines, they won't change to what you've changed.
Yeah.
So if I feed you the ends thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. What is the first bit? Because there's like one specific thing you.
I can see you, Maya Hedges, or I can almost see right through you.
No, it's like, oh, that's it.
And then, is he alive?
That was the use of the word
Is it
I can almost see straight through you. Hello, my name is Billy Kirkwood. I'm a comedian and actor, and I play the Cult of Many Faces in Cops and Monsters. The Cult is an evil piece of business, but he's quite charming in his own way, and he has a long black jacket, and I find that just delightful. Why am I involved in Cops and Monsters? Many people have asked that, particularly people that have watched it and trolls on the internet. I personally am happy to be involved with Cops and Monsters because I think it's an interesting project. It's a whole bunch of creative entities coming together and producing something unique here in Scotland that involves cops and monsters.
Okay, hold on. Just look up.
And on Tinder it goes.
Actually, technically that's what the cult's doing, he's swiping right. It just uses people's faces instead of Tinder.
Martin is a sort of tech wizard. He's sort of a hacker, tech extraordinaire, knows how to work Google and that, you know. So yeah, he does the tech stuff. Well, since the last episode, he has joined Pitts along with his now ex-girlfriend Maya. So they have a sort of awkward thing going on where he's trying his best to fit in with Pitts, and she's trying her best to be part of Pitts, and they're, you know, they've got all the tension and unspoken words between them, and all the hurt and pain that relationships that end bring. So that's what's happening with poor Martin. Today we've been filming a very, very brief encounter between Martin and the cult of many faces, and that's why I look like how I look just now. So yeah, it didn't come off so great from it. You should see the other guy though. Whoa, he's fine. Yeah, I've had makeup done a shockingly large amount of times. So yeah, I feel like as an actor I spend half my time in makeup. But yeah, it's always a lovely experience to like be like, oh cool, I get to look all battle damaged and hard and like a tough man without actually having to be in a fight. That's the bad part, you know. And the pain, I don't have the pain either. I get to just look like an action hero without walking into, I don't know, a metal post or something. I think from here Martin's character will probably go to hospital. No, I do have a few ideas where the character's going to go. Fraser's mentioned a few things, but I wouldn't like to say because, you know, spoilers. We don't want to do that to the poor audience. So in terms of independent filmmaking and how difficult it is and stuff like that, I don't know personally because I'm an actor and not a filmmaker, but from watching Fraser work and watching other filmmakers work, it seems like independent filmmaking is sort of what has to be resorted to at the moment, because making sort of big budget professional films in Scotland is so difficult because we're limited in terms of resources. So independent films, so many good ones coming out, independent little projects evolving, and it comes from people's passion and people's desire to make things even if the odds are against them. And one of the only ways it can be possible is either being independently wealthy, which I don't think any of the filmmakers I know anyway in Glasgow or Edinburgh or Scotland are, or raising funds somewhere or another. And it's hard work and it takes passion and dedication, and that's what people have to do. So yeah, it's difficult, but it's good that it's happening. Thank you.
Like dinner time.
Well, my name's Leah Smith and I'm the makeup artist for Cops and Monsters today. I just got the job through a girl who did my course a couple of years ago. I'm doing the HND in makeup artistry, and she just asked if I wanted some work experience. We've done a range of makeup, like it was mostly fashion makeup I was doing last year, but this year's all focused on theatrical and special effects, and really that's more what I want to do, like go into TV and film, so this is really good experience for that. I'm most looking forward to doing probably zombies because I feel like that's got the most makeup required.
Like just the music that was playing, then you've just got
Yeah.
a reaction.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if I think I've seen a film like a brutal murder scene,
Right.
and then the person stands back and there's just like the noise, like the shower
Oh,
goes on.
I
Do you know-
think
do you know-
that's American Psycho.
Is it? Sorry.
Yeah, I think it is.
Hi, I'm Robert and I'm the sound designer and composer for this episode of Cops and Monsters. It would have been really easy to shoot today if it weren't for the fact that there were continual passing cars and shouting people. Something about the people of Glasgow seems to think that no one can have a conversation, they'll have to shout. So I had to keep reshooting just to sort that out. I'm involved in Cops and Monsters because I really like the concept behind the show, and it's an opportunity to work on like continuing themes and stuff. Often when you do like films, you just get one go and that's it. So it's nice to be able to work on something that can evolve and change as it goes. That's nice. Oh, I've got mixed opinions about crowdfunding. I've been involved in things that have had successful campaigns and been involved in things that have not had successful campaigns, and I think it's a really fantastic way for people to raise money to shoot things, but I also think there's a bit of an over-reliance on crowdfunding when sometimes other methods of distribution are also, not distribution, what's the word I'm looking for? Production. The other methods of sourcing finance can also, people sometimes forget about them. So sometimes I did a short film once when we crowdfunded it, and then I was in the pub one night and we were chatting to someone, and then his friend came in and just offered to put up all the money for the film. So the crowdfunding campaign was just extra.
Turn round, slash, down. Again. Turn round, slash, down.
Okay. And then you would jump if you want. You might as well just continue the action.
Yeah, so
you.
That's a side question. How did the shoot go? In Ian's, I should maybe say this is Ian's script. Ian Smith wrote this episode. This was always the original first episode of the case, the volume that we're telling. And Ian's script initially just starts with a bit of a moan and a grunt, and you were supposed to see Knuckles go white and then relax, and then you saw that Alexis had taken a lover. But I attended a workshop with Mal Young, who produced what was it called? The Bill. The Bill and Doctor Who. He did the first season of Doctor Who, and many other great things. And Mal said that people decide in the first 5 minutes that maybe it was 10 minutes, but we were never that long episode wise. He said in the first 5 minutes will determine if someone's going to watch your show or not. And he said you have to start with the two F's: a fight or a duck. And so Claire Maguire, who is our wonderful producer on this episode, we agreed that we should start with the second of the F's, which meant that I had to direct it. And I had met Ennis once before, and Lee Walker, who I've known for a very long time, very kindly stepped in to play opposite her. So I believe I made the entire room uncomfortable the entire time. Ellie's nodding her head, yeah, she did. I was trying to lighten the mood, trying to have a laugh, but I went too far with it. But the proof is in the pudding, and it looks really good.
Wow. I'm playing Alexis, the werewolf. Well, her future I don't know, which is kind of exciting. I know from what obviously Caitlin portrayed her earlier in the earlier episodes. So I know that what she showed me with that, what I've spoken about with Fraser. She seems to be very interesting. I'm liking her progression. As she's gotten older, she's gotten a little more badass. Today, this morning we were filming the first scene, which is an interesting one. It involved little clothing, but we're all very good friends afterwards. It was good. It was a long session actually this morning, but I think it went well. I just kind of googled actor stuff going on in the Glasgow area just to see what was happening, and Fraser's website came up, so I just sent him an email, and it just happened to be, I think, on the same day that he started looking for an Alexis. So then he was like, oh great, and then he sent me a script, and then I recorded the script, and then we had an interview, and then he told me that he wanted me to play Alexis, and then I was pleased. Good. I had contacts in today. I'm not good with contacts. I had a bit of a mental breakdown trying to get them in and out. When they were in, they were fine, but it was the application and removing that was not good. But yeah, hair, fantastic. Makeup was good too. Really enjoyed it. Yes, Fraser's told me there's a lot of exciting stuff happening for Alexis in the next episode, which I'm really excited about.
Numbers are not my friend. See, I say I'm not that tired, except for my brain doesn't work. Hi, I'm Ellen Patterson and I play Maya Hedges in Cops and Monsters. We met Maya Hedges in episode 3 and she was really driven just to join that Pits Academy. That's kind of all we saw of her. She was manipulating people so she could get that part in the academy, and it was all so she could find out what's happened to her parents, or rather, find out more about it and maybe get even some revenge. And then now things have changed a little bit because she's been in that Pits Academy for a while and she is struggling a bit. You can see see this other side of her where the pressure gets to her, and she's not as sort of slick as she likes to make people believe, which is really interesting. It's been really fun to play against Kenny, who plays Martin, and see how she still is manipulating him. They're not in a relationship now. She's still finding a way to manipulate him, to bring him to sort of basically just do what she wants to do. And we can see now that maybe that's just a character trait of Maya, and it's not just because of this desperation to find out what happened to her parents. It's something that's sort of much more deeply rooted than that. So yeah, it's really, really interesting.
Pros and cons of independent filmmaking. The pro is, the con is there's no money. The pro is there's no money. So when you do have to do Kickstarters and crowdfunding and Indiegogos and all that jazz, you have to work your bum off to get all the money. But then once you do have that, hopefully once you have, touch wood, have that money, then you're in control of it and you don't have any interfering execs or higher ups, or you don't have to get anyone to really approve it. You're kind of controlling it yourself. So that's a really good pro, because it's your product, so your product will live and die or die by what you do. So it's hard in the sense as that there's no real support network. Creative Scotland won't touch a web series, or they won't touch anything that they don't think will make money, which is interesting because everything they do doesn't make money. But that's fine, we don't need them. And yeah, so you essentially have to become everything that a production company would do. You have to do pre-production, production, post-production, and then marketing. So you really have to cover every single chapter of a project's life. And with something like Cops and Monsters, which is episodic, you are constantly running the machine to make sure that the next episode is ready to go, while at the same time filming the one before it, or getting it in post and getting it out there and making sure everyone can see it, but having the right amount of time in between before you launch the Kickstarter for the next one, which is something that James Harding, our writer for the next episode, Revolution in a Teacup, he was like, it's odd, you're advertising, casting and trying to raise money, and I haven't finished the script, because he just gave us the bare bones and said here's what it's going to kind of be, which is a Russell T Davies trick. And yeah, so that's the pros and cons. It's just an ever constant running machine that you have to stay on top of. And like you said, horror style, and this is going to be behind her. So Ennis is what been up here having a little bit of chat. Do you mind if we put some music on? Ash presses play the music. Music starts to go, and then we'll see Ash. She'll turn around, and Ennis will be standing here. So do you think it's flash from this side?
Well, I just if you
can you be me? So,
Okay, I'd love to be you.
and then I'll be you.
Okay.
Right. So Ash, you've just asked Ash to play music. Music plays. We're going to do a little shot of Ash. She's going to turn around, and you're now standing there, fully werewolf. Fully werewolf.
Wow.
Even
That was fun.
that wasn't a just. That was a twist of the tongue. So Ash is going to turn around. She's going to be terrified, and then
Yeah.
you're going to slash her across the face.
Yeah.
And I'll let
Right.
Carter figure out the logistics and how she's going to land.
okay.
That's the action.
just
So she's going to get slashed,
So
she'll
I'm
crash,
away.
and then I'm going to have Ennis basically.
Could you put the camera on and get whatever lens you want, the 28 or the 24? Just so we can see what we've got to work with, because there's so no room there.
Yeah. What's coming up next? We are currently Kickstartering. That's the word. Look it up. We're Kickstartering for our next episode, which is technically episode 4, which is Revolution in a Teacup, which is by James D. Harding, who is our script editor, but he and I sat down and worked out what this show was, the Bible, the characters and everything, and we came up with these 4 episodes and what was going to happen in each one. So spoilers, with Martin kidnapped by the cult, there's a ticking clock going on whether he's going to live or die, and you've got Maya just going completely off the rails to do everything to try and get him back because she feels completely responsible. And then on the other side of it, you've got Alexis being confronted by someone from her past, who really makes her think about what it is she's doing. And then you got Norris, played by Simon Weir, who you saw in episode 1/3, back as Commander Norris Fletcher, and he's trying to keep Pitts under control when everything's going wrong. So yeah, we're shooting that in July, and we've got Sophie, we've got Vary Calvi, who was in Braveheart, We've got Rachel Teat, who is in Wolfblood, was in Wolfblood as Cara. So top-notch guest stars joining Ellen and Innes and Billy and Kenny and everyone else. How can you, the audience, get involved? Get on Twitter, get on Facebook. You'll find us at facebook.com/copsandmonsters, twitter.com/copsandmonsters. We've got a website, copsandmonsters.co.uk. We're on YouTube, type in Cops and Monsters. We've got a playlist of 35 videos that we've done. Not all episodes before you're disappointed. And just share them and tweet at us on Facebook and find out if we've got a Kickstarter going on, because we probably will, to make the next episode. So just make sure that you're on there and tell everybody if you like Doctor Who, Buffy, Angel, Torchwood, Being Human, Roswell, Supernatural, whatever else the cool kids are watching these days. Just get on social media and tell everybody to come and watch us, because we're awesome.